Greetings, one and all, from the White Mountains of Arizona. The sun is about to set, and we're ready for another beautiful channeling in nature, our favorite place to be. Today, we're going to be asking about memories. What are they? Where do they come from? Why do we need them? Why can't we remember them sometimes? We're going to get all the information we can about memories. We're going to ask about Alzheimer's. I don't know, just learn some new things, I guess. When I think of memory, though, I think of purple fluorite. Let's get in the sun here. Show you this purple fluorite. Come on, sun, do my dark bidding. Okay, sun doesn't want to cooperate. We're just stuck in between shade and no shade here. Oh, there we go. Look at that. This is one of those crystals that kind of stimulates the memory. It helps you to fire up the logical centers of the brain. If that's where memory is stored, we'll find out about that in a moment. But yeah, this generally, this crystal helps to improve your logical facilities, help you to solve problems, help you to understand your problems, help you to work out issues in your life. So I highly recommend purple fluorite for the brain. But we'll see if memories are even tied to the brain. Maybe it's tied to the higher self. I don't know. That's what we want to find out here today. Tara is perched on the hill. We're on the west side of the hill today, so we can see the sunset, although we might not see it in this video. We're a little bit early. You can see there's the sun, but the sunsets have been beautiful up here recently. That's due to the spraying, getting weird colors, but can't deny that the colors are pretty. So Tara's just connecting to something. We don't know who yet.
Okay.
She'll let us know. All right, who are you connected to?
A group of beings that said they are Anu. They're like these gold beings. They just look like liquid gold.
What vibrational frequency are they in?
7th dimension.
And what is their objective?
It's very similar to the angels. Keep neutrality.
Well, this whole dimension's about neutrality, huh?
They said they're interested in aiding those who are waking up, but only to help keep things in balance.
So as far as we understand it, they have no polarity.
Yes.
And they're here to answer our questions about memory?
Yes.
Okay, my first question is, what is memory? If there's no time, then what is a memory?
You can see it as a pocket of information within your being. You might believe that it originates in your mind, since this is where you were taught that thought originates from. It's within the brain, within the synapses. But memories are not truly something that is in the mind, but within one's energy. This is why you might have memories not only of this lifetime, but of previous lifetimes. You are your own Akashic records.
So the memory is stored in the higher self?
Correct.
Why does our society teach us that it's stored in the mind?
To keep you locked within the ego, keep you locked within the human, as if all memories that the human has done are of the utmost importance, to look on and at them as if they are the end-all be-all. That if you were to lose your memories, you would lose your past. The purpose of having it within your energy and your higher self as its own Akashic record is to access only for information, for reflection, to guide you as you move forward, and also to reevaluate your present. It is merely a tool, not something to be idolized like the ego would.
So our memories are to show us the lessons that we've learned and what lessons we need to learn moving forward.
Correct. It's not to tell you who you are or who anybody else is, or to help you determine what you must do in the present, but merely for you to see where you've been and how certain changes led to certain outcomes. Nothing more, nothing less. But this particular society wants you to hold on to those memories as if that is where the people of your past live, keeping them locked forever in time. This is how the ego operates. It keeps everything frozen in time. It does not wish to move forward. So, to utilize memories more as a tool instead of reference and looking upon it as if this is where your loved ones live, it can become very clouded as how to utilize it moving forward.
Okay, so if our memories are stored within the higher self and we oftentimes struggle to recall some memories, is that because the ego is blocking us?
It could be on the part of the higher self and the ego. Sometimes the ego doesn't wish you to access particular memories as it feels that it is protecting its investment. So it doesn't want you to see where you might possibly need healing or where you might possibly need reflection. Sometimes the higher self might block a memory, feeling as though the ego may want to latch onto it, which would hinder the soul's progress.
Okay, so why is it that sometimes I remember my dreams very vividly and other times I have no recollection?
It depends on what was needed at that time. Sometimes, for a particular dream, you need it not only at the subconscious level, but at the conscious level, so that you can deconstruct it with your logic brain, make connections with the soul, and make changes in the physical present. Sometimes you do not Sometimes you do not wish to remember your dreams because the soul doesn't feel that it's needed in the third dimension. Sometimes what you are working on is merely in the astral, 4D and 5D and above, and not necessarily needed consciously in 3D. More soul work, which yes, trickles down into 3D, but not needed as much.
So if memories help us to understand where we need healing, why did the controllers of this matrix give us the ability to have memories? Wouldn't that be counterproductive to them?
They have no control over our energy, your energy in this third dimension. Memories are part of energy. They cannot take away or give to you any part of your energy. All they create are vessels and ego programs and an environment for you to play in.
But sure,
Therefore, that is energy that belongs to you.
but surely they could use the ego program to block all our memories completely if they so wished, or would that violate our free will?
That is a violation of free will, although there are many memories that the ego does block. When one becomes aware of themselves, it is easier to access those memories once you understand who is ego and who is soul.
Recently, Tara and I have come to find out that the more that we're in our heart space, the more that we're in the present, the harder it is to recall the past. Is this something that can be explained?
Yes, for when you are ready to sit down and have a bit of reflection, then it is much easier for memory to come to you. However, when you are in the present moment and you are merely being guided by your inner compass, your heart, your soul, it is much more difficult to recall what was, because what was has less significance on what is happening currently, as you are the master of that current situation, being led fully by the heart, your soul.
Okay, it seems to be a trend in our society that as you grow older, memories are harder to recall. Why is this happening?
There are many layers to the answer, but we can give some of the most simplistic answers. So, part of the program, the ego program, is to bring to the human vessel the idea of age, linear time, and limitation. One way to gauge time, that you are getting older in a linear dimension, is to have certain things begin to occur. The breakdown of the body, both physically and mentally, the graying or loss of hair, loss of eyesight, the deepening of voices, both male and female, the wrinkling of skin, loss of elasticity, loss of memory, all signs of aging. But aging is a program, one that many believe. And if the collective consciousness believes in something enough, the program will continue. But one of these is the loss of memory, to show that memories are sacred as photographs, and that to lose the memory is to lose one's identity, who they are truly as a person, who their family and friends are, who they are in society, so that it would become terrifying to the ego, terrifying to the friends and family who are adding to the fear of the individual. But those who are on an ascension course wish to lose their ego entirely. This would be like someone with dementia, having a loss of time, loss of who they are, loss of their surroundings, for they are living fully in the present. It seems one is looked at favorably and the other unfavorably, where if you can look at it differently, a different perspective. The older person going through a loss of memory is having an opportunity to awake and ascend. They can either spiral into fear and fear the unknown of the present, or they could dive into the unknown of the present and make today whatever they wish it to be. They are no longer confined by everything they learned in school, everything they were taught, everything that was molded by their parents and their friends and their peers and their teachers. They are a free soul, yet society says that they are trapped within their mind. This is not so. The fear keeps them trapped. Society keeps them trapped. Loving family members would keep them trapped.
Wow. Okay, so you're saying that for those who wish to remove the ego program, they don't have to experience the aging process.
Yes.
And you're also saying that those who hold on to the ego program, many will eventually lose their ego in the form of dementia or Alzheimer's to the point where they have a greater opportunity to awaken.
Yes, there are different ways to awaken within this planet, and that has been one of them. Yet it is one that is most feared by people all over this planet to have Alzheimer's, dementia, a loss of the mind, and a sense of identity as being the worst thing in all the world.
But it's the best thing because it's a huge opportunity to remove themselves from the matrix control program.
Yes, they no longer have their parents' programming, their society's programming. They are a pure soul living purely in the present.
But this merely provides an opportunity to do the healing. It doesn't do any healing for them.
That is correct.
So they have to have the impulse, they have to have the intention of healing within this experience.
Yes, they have to be able to recognize what their soul is presenting to them. If the fear program is greater, then obviously they will not see this opportunity or seize the opportunity.
What percentage of people in this energy, whether through dementia, old age, Alzheimer's, what percentage of them do the healing and remove themselves from the matrix control?
Between 2 and 3%.
So about the same amount of people who can completely remove their ego when they're in total ego.
Yes.
So the odds aren't good, but it can be done.
It is not impossible.
So it's more recommended if one wishes to leave the control program to remove the ego and not depend on dementia or old age.
It depends on the individual. Some wish it to be that way. Some, such as yourself, would not wish it to be that way.
Okay. In the beginning, I was talking about purple fluorite and its ability to stimulate our brain activity, but I guess the memories aren't associated with the brain. So does purple fluorite have an effect on memories at all?
It has its effect on the energetic body. So, if you had a blockage, let's say in your third eye or crown chakras, as humans love to look at the light systems within them, and let's say there is a blockage in this area, which many would then infer it must have something to do with the mind, when really it's just the energy center. Purple fluorite would aid in this, as fluorite is connected to the crown chakra itself, as if it were its own crown chakra.
Fascinating. What would you say to people who are afraid to lose their memories, whether it's old age or just part of the process?
You have to ask yourself what you are afraid of losing, really. Are you afraid of losing the names of family and friends? But you might ask, why is this? What happens if you forget their name? What happens if you forget their face? If you forgot someone, you aren't aware that you have forgotten about them. They are someone completely new to get to know and understand. And you begin to understand that names mean less, and it's more of the energy of the person. There are glimpses that you remember of someone's smile, someone's warmth, an energetic exchange you had with that person. And this moves you away from names, as names are labels. And although we came in and offered up our name as Anu, the name means much less. It is really about the energy, your intention. And if you are fearing this loss, perhaps what's really at the core is a loss of who everyone told you that you were. It might be a scary endeavor, as you have lived this mask your entire life. And to have that taken away is to be a newborn once again, rediscovering the world and who you are. And although it may be scary, you've already done it once in this lifetime. You can do it again.
Such great information. I really want to thank you for coming and talking with us. I love you and I thank you. Do you have any last message for the people before we head out?
Yes, perhaps you can look at the light and dark aspect of your memories. Yes, it is fun to reminisce, to go back to that day and relive something happy. But you don't need the memory to do that. All you have to do is set the intention. I would like to go back to the day, any day, my heart was full, or that I learned self-confidence, the day I learned self-worth, or the beginnings of it. And you are immediately transported back to that lifetime, or perhaps a time within this lifetime, and you didn't need memory to do that. And you can relive it if you wish. But why relive something that's already been done once before? Come back to the present. This is why, in the darker aspect, there is such a reliance on photographs, because they say that the energy within you isn't strong enough. You need something physical, 3D, to hold on to those memories, as if your memories were not already within you, as if you were not already strong, you were not already one, you aren't already part of the collective consciousness, that you are the collective consciousness. You are your own Akashic records.
Wow. Let Tara regroup.
Alrighty.
How was that?
Wow.
I mean, ever since my awakening, I find the memories fading of my previous life. They're not as vivid, they're not as easily recallable. The more we get into the present, the less memories are a factor, I think.
Yeah, and I like what that being or beings, what they were saying about, you know, if we were afraid to lose the memories, like really it's just we're afraid, you know, of losing
The
who
ego
we were told we
It's
were.
an ego death.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like everybody says you're this, this, and this, and then you believed it for so long. Like, I think deep down, everybody knows that we aren't who we think we are,
Yes.
which is why it's so scary to think of like, oh, I could get Alzheimer's or I could get dementia. But really it's, I could have an ego death and then who am I? But that's what this being is saying is the cool part. Like, you get to rediscover that, and you did that already when you're a baby.
Yeah. I just wonder how these Alzheimer patients remember how to heal. You know, if their memories are gone, do they remember what they came here to do?
Well, it's kind of like what he was showing, or it was showing, was just that like the soul hasn't lost its memories.
Sure.
That's all there. The soul hasn't forgotten its mission. The ego program is forgetting, you know, all of these things about itself. And so really it's just which one was the person more apt to listen to, which was like the higher self a little bit more, or the ego a little bit more. And if it was the higher self can get in there and, you know, while they're just fully in the present, just experiencing the present, the higher self can more easily, it seemed like, come in and be like, okay, let's do a little healing today, you know, and you're like, okay, it's a brand new day.
Well, this day's almost over. Got the sunset for him.
Yeah, pretty golden, just like those beings I saw.
All right, well, lots to think about. I think that's some good news for our more elderly viewers. It's not a death sentence to lose your memory. In fact, it's a gift.
It's a, well, it's an ego death.
It's an ego death, but your ego needs to go.
Yeah.
If you want out of here.
So, hey, I encourage you guys to try and maybe connect with those beings, or just connect to your higher self and ask what your higher self had to say about all this. I love hearing all the feedback, all the downloads that you guys get. I love all that stuff. And, you know, James and I love responding to what you guys have to say. And again, you know, continue with the suggestions and, you know, beings or questions you have for future channelings. We love that. Thank you to everybody who's gotten a channeling with me. We have a sale ending in my shop for 4th of July sale, but there will be another sale right around the corner.
Yep.
So definitely
check out my crystal shop. Check out our Instagrams. Check out kittenswasteandtarot.com if you want your own reading. And we gotta go.
All right, so we'll catch you guys next Monday. Bye.
Ciao.